When it comes to my personal life, I put my kids, they're at the top. They always come home and say, "You got your truck?" And when I ask them, I said, "Which one, my pickup truck or my work truck?" And they always say, "Well, your work truck." So they always associate my company with me. So if I'm not driving and they see one on the road, they say, "Hey, Dad, I saw your truck today." So when it comes to being safe and showing the next generation or current generation how it is, whether you're driving your truck or if I'm walking down the street and I got my uniform on, you never know who you're going to come in contact with. So anytime I'm out there, it's got to be professionalism all the time, because that reflects not just on me, but any other truck driver that's out there.
Welcome to Great West Casualty Company's Value-Driven Driving. For those of you who are new to this program, Great West regularly hosts live seminars with drivers to discuss how to prevent large truck crashes. These are often lively talks that include a broad spectrum of drivers, from flatbed and tanker haulers to those new to the industry or having millions of accident-free miles under their belt. The benefit of such group interaction is that everyone walks away at the end having learned something new about their peers, their profession, and themselves. Unfortunately, not everyone can attend a value-driven driving seminar, so we captured the knowledge gleaned from these meetings and developed this video in hopes of sharing this information with a much larger audience. As you watch each module, ask yourself if the solutions recommended by your peers make sense, and more importantly, is there room for improvement in the decisions you make in and around your truck? At the end of this module, you should be able to differentiate between a priority and a value, define the essential 7 driving techniques, and explain what it means to be a value-driven driver. Those in the trucking industry know that professional truck drivers are decision makers. Behind the wheel, decisions can come frequent and fast. In fact, it's estimated that a driver can make at least 160 decisions every mile. When you apply that rate to a 500-mile trip, it adds up to 80,000 decisions. In a week, that's over 500,000 decisions. Those are a lot of choices to make. So what influences those decisions? Professional truck drivers get a lot of direction and advice on how to make good decisions. You have to consider DOT regulations, state and local laws, even company policies and procedures. These may all be well-intentioned, but in the end, the final decision is yours. So how do you reach a decision? What is it based upon? Many decisions are simply based on what you feel is important at the moment. These are called priorities. A priority is something that is very important to you at the time, but may change in importance as circumstances change. For example, imagine you're driving in heavy traffic on a multi-lane highway. Suddenly up ahead you notice there are brake lights on in every lane. Traffic is making an emergency stop. Obviously, the number one priority, the most important decision to make at the time, is to get stopped. But just as you come to a stop, traffic begins to move again. Your next priority is to get moving again. This may sound simplistic, but this illustrates how priorities change as circumstances change. We also know that our decisions can be influenced by values. Unlike priorities, values do not change as circumstances change. They are deeply held beliefs, principles, or convictions that are beyond compromise. This is the premise behind value-driven driving, applying one or more personal and professional values to the decisions you make behind the wheel. Let's consider some of the real-life issues professional truck drivers deal with on a daily basis, and you decide if they are a priority or a value to you. How about fuel economy? Fuel economy is very important to profitability, but are you willing to compromise fuel economy based on particular circumstances? For instance, What if you were parked overnight in freezing temperatures? Would you compromise fuel economy to run the heater and stay warm? How about trust? Is it okay for others to steal money out of your wallet? Take a moment to look at the issues below and decide for yourself whether each is a priority or a value to you. Remember, priorities are important at the time but could change due to circumstances, whereas a value is so important that it's beyond compromise, no matter the situation. We cannot tell you what your priorities and values should be. You have to decide that for yourself. But here's how the drivers we polled responded. Although fuel economy, market share, on-time delivery, profits, compliance, and company policies are all very important, the professional drivers we spoke to agree these issues could all change in importance given the right circumstances. Therefore, these were considered to be priorities. On the other hand, when it comes to honesty, trust, responsibility, accountability, loyalty, and integrity, it was unanimous that these principles cannot be compromised. They are the foundation of a personal and professional value system. Do you agree? Now let's discuss how values affect your driving decisions. In our talks with other drivers, we asked them to list the traits of bad drivers they see out on the road. Their list included texting and talking on a cell phone while driving, tailgating, not using a turn signal, jumping back and forth between lanes, speeding, failing to yield the right-of-way, and road rage, to name a few. Can you relate to these? When we asked how they felt being around these kinds of drivers, they said they felt threatened, intimidated, scared, and even angry. On the other hand, good truck drivers basically did the opposite. They operate their truck in a safe manner and are described as professional, self-disciplined, courteous, and caring. And when others are around good truck drivers on the road, they said it made them feel safe and secure, less stressed, and protected. After deliberating on these good and bad driving techniques and the effects these behaviors have on other drivers, we agreed that protecting life should be a shared value of all professional truck drivers because life should be cherished. It is priceless, and protecting it is beyond compromise. Wouldn't you agree? With that said, the drivers we talked to also came up with a list of driving techniques they felt are key to preventing crashes and protecting lives. We call it the Essential 7 driving techniques, and they are: avoid distractions, be attentive to the road ahead, react properly to hazards, observe proper speed for conditions, maintain proper following distance, maintain one lane, and yield the right-of-way. So if protecting life is a value, and the Essential 7 driving techniques can help prevent crashes and save lives, it only makes sense that we add the Essential 7 driving techniques to our list of personal and professional values. Are you willing to live by these values? If so, then you understand that all of the decisions you make in and around your truck should be based on an unwavering commitment to prevent crashes and injuries, no matter the circumstances. In conclusion, we discussed that professional drivers are decision makers, and the decisions you make in and around your truck are based on priorities or values that you define. Values, in particular, are deeply held beliefs that are considered beyond compromise and may include honesty, trust, and integrity, to name a few. Many drivers add protecting life to their personal value system because life is precious. If we want our highways to become safer, each of us must make a commitment to preventing crashes. To achieve this, try adopting the Essential 7 driving techniques into your driving skills. These techniques are proven to help prevent crashes, save lives, and make other motorists feel safer around us. So practicing these techniques, no matter the circumstances, is beyond compromise. That is what it means to be a value-driven driver. In the modules that follow, we will look at various types of crashes and driving behaviors and examine the factors that increase the likelihood of a loss. We will also put into action the Essential 7 driving techniques and demonstrate how utilizing these methods can help you not only prevent crashes, but stay true to your own principles. Now, as you leave, think about the decisions you make and what it means to be a value-driven driver. Even the most seasoned driver will admit that there is always something new to learn about this profession and oneself. We hope you feel the same and will use this opportunity to reflect on ways you can improve as a professional driver and make our roads safer. On behalf of Great West Casualty Company, thank you for taking the time to participate in this program. We appreciate the invaluable service you bring to our country and hope you found this material useful. If you have any additional questions about value-driven driving, please contact your Great West Safety Services Department.